Let me tell you, there's two types of people in this world. Them who do and them who don't. Them who do, they come and go, but them who don't, they're always with us. And they're never satisfied. They always want something different, something else. They expect life to be exciting and entertaining, and they're pissed off when it ain't. The way I see it, life is just one big shit sandwich. And we all gotta take a bite.
Of course I remember them. They used to live next door to me. We grew up together. When we were small, we used to play together. Their family was quite normal. I mean, there was certainly nothing exceptional about them. Nothing to make you think that they'd become anything special. But then again, I guess that's the same with most people that become important.
Yeah, I knew them. I knew them before they were famous. We went to high school together. You know, they used to be like this back then. Well, like that. We used to say that they were like three bodies, but one brain. Not that we were saying they were half-wits or third-wits.
Barry was the eldest.
Bob was the eldest.
But no, I think Barry was the
No,
eldest. And
no.
then there was Bernie.
Bob was the talker. Everybody always knew Bob because he could sell anything to anyone.
That's right. Barry was the accountant.
I remember when it actually started. I was in a bar one day, and Barry, he was the oldest, ran into the bar. He was all excited and said, "Richard, guess what happened to us?" And I said, "I don't know. What happened, Barry?" And he said, "My uncle died." And I said, that's too bad. And he said, "No, he left us some money."
I'm sure you three have the finest of intentions, really. But let me put it to you this way. You have $40,000.
I think that's been established, sir.
Yes, but you don't have any collateral to offer up against the loan as a guarantee, so the bank knows you won't default.
Look, as Bob told you before, we always thought it would be kind of nice to open up a little burger joint. Nothing fancy, just a pleasant place where people could go and enjoy good food and good service. That's all.
It seems to me, gentlemen, you really don't have any experience in this sort of thing.
Well, Barry here does have a business degree.
I see, but do any of you have experience in restaurants? Have you studied restaurant management, for instance? Have you ever worked in a restaurant? Even as a busboy?
Look, all we want is a chance. Just a chance to prove ourselves. We're not asking for a handout or some charity, just a little bit of support. Financial support. Sure, it's a bit risky, but wasn't this country of ours built on risk? I mean, wasn't it? You think of like the voyageurs who like paddled north in search of gold, or the pioneers. Well, what about the pioneers who like braved the elements as they went about pioneering? Hey, what does it matter? It all means risk. I mean, you would think a banker of all people should know that. I'm amazed at the banks. It's amazing we even have an economy. You people are too chicken shit to put a piddly bit of money into a project unless everything's guaranteed. Well, forget it. If you're too much of a candy ass to drop money into our project, then we'll just have to go out and find a businessman, a real businessman to do business with.
Yes, I handled the loan for the Bonasti brothers. Naturally, I was a bit hesitant at first about giving them finances, but I mean, who wouldn't be? Anyway, I had to give them a chance. Let me tell you, no one could possibly have known what was about to happen with that project, let alone the effect it would have on the world.
I was out of work and I really needed a job. The rent was due the next week, and so I was frantically scouting through the want ads in search of anything. It wasn't a big ad as far as I can remember. In fact, it was just a tiny little ordinary one. I'm surprised I even stopped at it. You know, usually you don't pay attention to the smaller ads. I mean, nowadays there are so many jobs available that it makes no sense wasting time going to a place that can't even afford a half-decent ad. But there was something about it that intrigued me.
Well, I kind of look at myself as a burger artist. I don't just cook or fry or broil the burgers. I create them. I work with them. Me and the burgers become one. You know what I mean? Well, it's like one of them sushi guys. They study, you know, for years and years to create the perfect sushi. And it's raw. I mean, they don't even cook it. I consider myself kind of a Zen burger master. I studied for years to create the perfect burger. And it's not easy. You gotta give yourself over to the burger. You gotta feel the cold, juicy, sticky meat squeeze through your fingers. You gotta hear that sizzle on the fryer. You gotta know just when to flip that burger over.
Yeah, I'd never worked in a restaurant before, so I thought I'd give it a try. I never thought for a minute, not even after I had the job, that I'd be getting in on the ground floor of something big. When I first met them, the Benassi brothers, well, they didn't seem at all that special. They just looked like a bunch of ordinary Joes starting up a business. They were triplets, you know.
It's like a life cycle. The cow, it grazes and eats the grass, and then it's a burger on your plate. And then you eat that burger. It's like Aristotle said, you are what you eat. Therefore, we all have a little cow inside of us, you know? Yeah, well, most employers wouldn't understand this, but the Benassi brothers, they were different. They had this wider understanding, this greater vision.
Okay, Ruth.
Yes, sir?
Now suppose you're at the cash register and Bob here is a customer coming in to order a burger.
All right, Mr. Benassi.
Okay, please, call me Barry.
All right, Barry. Okay. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Now I walk up to the counter. I look at the menu on the wall. Well?
Barry?
That's okay, Ruth. Anyone can forget. Just say, hello, sir. May I help you, please?
Okay. Here I go. Please, sir, may I? No, rather. Hello, sir, may I please you in? Shit.
We get cue cards or something? I mean, it's kind of complicated. It seems simple, but sometimes the simplest things are the most complicated, you know?
If you think that would make it easier.
Now, assuming we've gone beyond the initial welcome, I want a Benassi Big Burger with a pickle, hold the lettuce, and an order of fries on the side.
Would you like... Shit.
Let's just call it quits.
What about tomorrow?
We can just delay the opening by 1 day.
Do we still get paid for that day? I mean, you did promise it to us, and I need the cash.
Don't worry. We'll be open. You'll get paid.
Look, there are plenty of other jobs out there I could be taking, you know?
Please, could we have some quiet here? We're trying to master a very delicate procedure over here. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Good. Now I walk up to the counter. I look at the menu on the wall.
Hello, sir, may I help you, please?
What?
May I help you, please?
Yes!
May I help you, please?
She's got it!
May I help you, please? May I help you, please?
You're
May I help
beautiful!
This is indeed a very special moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe it's time to hand out the Benassi Silver Spatula Award for remembering your line. Bernie?
May I have the envelope, please, Barry? And the Silver Spatula Award for remembering her line correctly goes to Ms. Ruth Finkelmeyer. Yay!
Oh, gosh. I feel so honored to be receiving this award. There are so many people I'd like to thank that I'll just name a few. My mother, my father, and of course, my high school grammar teacher, Jack Derrida.
Excuse me. Can I just ask a question here? Do we get paid double if we stay here past midnight?
Okay, we are Benassi Burgers, the best burgers in town.
Excuse me, folks, but we're having a special today. All our burgers are on for half price.
We're Benasty Burgers.
I've never heard of Benasty Burgers.
Oh, well, we're new. I'm Bob Benasty, and this is my brother Bernie. We're the owners.
The owners, eh? Well, don't we feel privileged?
Yeah, it's an honor. So, you boys out here drumming up some business, eh?
Yes, we are.
Ain't that interesting?
We try to sell the best burgers. We think that Benasty Burgers sells the best burgers in town. 100% pure beef.
Sounds good. What do you say, dear? Shall we try it?
Sure. I like beef.
Right in here, is it?
Right this way.
Excuse me, could I interest you in a... Pardon me, sir, but I've got this new... Hi, I'm Bernie Benasty, and...
Hello? May I please... Damn it! Where are my cue cards?
Look, all I want is 2 burgers and an order of fries.
Yeah, hang on. There's hello, may I can't believe this. My mind is a complete blank after this.
Look, it's all right. Just take my order.
I doubt I'm
2
trying to
burgers.
remember my lines.
Hey, I've been waiting here for 10 minutes now. How long does it take to cook a cheeseburger?
Look, I don't cook them. I just serve them, okay?
Who does cook them?
Dan, will you hurry up with the cheeseburger?
Hey, I'm going as fast as I can.
I gotta get back to work.
Listen, you want a good burger or a fast burger?
I'll take any burger right now. Just feed me.
Hey, buddy, you're too tense. That's your problem. People nowadays, they're all wound up all the time. You gotta relax. Take it slow. When you're eating a burger, it's not just food, it's an experience. You know something?
What?
You ought to take Tai Chi. That's what you ought to do.
Right now, I think I ought to eat.
Bob, how do you do it?
Do what?
How do you get all those people in there? I can't get a single person.
Look, it's all in the approach. You gotta grab their attention. Watch. Hey, buddy, your fly's open. What? No, just kidding. Listen, I want you to go in there. I want you to buy yourself a burger. Tell them Bob sent you. Bob. Bob Benasty. Like the burgers so much, I bought the place.
Hey, buddy, your fly's open.
It's not, you faggot.
No, I was just kidding. I really wanted to... Fuck off or I'll call the cops. Sure. Consider it done.
Hey, we're really humming in there.
Wow, look at the people. We're in business, bro.
Yeah, this small business thing isn't as tough as everybody says it is.
It's a piece of cake.
Hey, lady, your slip's showing. Hey, what's going on? What's he doing?
He's meditating.
What?
He's meditating. He's trying to feel the vibrations.
Vibrations? What vibrations?
He's got to become one with the meat before he can cook it, okay?
Jesus Christ, it's just a piece of meat.
Look at that. Look at that business in there, eh? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, sure is. We did it, Bernie. We did it.
I'm glad you talked me into this. At first, I wasn't sure we were going to do it, but now...
Well, it's like they say, you know. The toughest part about running a business is actually starting it. We're past that now.
We sure are.
It's gonna be smooth sailing from here on in.
Smooth as silk.
Hey, the sign up there says fast food.
Quiet, quiet. He's got to vibrate with the meat first.
Vibrate? Jesus. Well, maybe you could get him to hustle up a bit.
Yeah, maybe you can get him to vibrate extra fast or something.
Hey, I don't get paid to supervise. There are plenty of jobs out there I could be doing where I wouldn't have to supervise.
It's not worth all the wait. Trust me, these burgers taste like shit.
What?
I said the burgers taste like shit.
I think I heard what you said. I know I didn't hear what you said, because I thought you said my burgers tasted like shit.
Well, that's what I said.
Shit? Shit? You said my burgers tasted like shit?
Yes, I did.
Shit!
But maybe I was being a little too judgmental.
I work my fingers to the bone. I feel the texture of the meat between my flesh. I listen to the silent cries of the beef strips on my broiler until they're perfectly perfect. I spend years decades studying in order to create the perfect burger, and you have the gall to come in here with your sullied tongue and call it shit? How dare you?
Look, I'm sorry, but it was cold and overcooked.
Cold and overcooked?
Yes, sort of.
You ungrateful bitch!
What?
Do you know what a cow is? This was once a cow, and it gave up its life so that you, all of you, could enjoy a burger. And you have the nerve to say that this is shit? I spit on you.
Yeah, well, maybe you should be a cow.
You fool, of course I'm a cow. We're all cows. I'm a cow, you're a cow, she's a cow.
I beg your pardon?
I said you're a cow.
You take that back right now.
It's not an insult. Even Grace is...
Call me a cow, Dan, and I'll slug you. I swear it.
She's somewhat of a vegetarian.
Yeah, well, don't you wave that disgusting meat at me.
You apologize right now.
When am I gonna get service, man? I gotta get back to work. Come on, settle down. I'm the manager. I demand you stop. I demand it.
Hey, I don't get paid to break up fights. There'd be plenty of jobs out there I could do where I don't have to break up fights.
Lots of excitement in there, eh?
This is without a doubt the worst service I've ever had.
I understand, sir.
The cashier's slow. There's garbage overflowing out of the garbage bins.
Yes, sir.
They don't like to take out the garbage.
There's mice running across the floor, and not your regular house mice either. They're dirty, disgusting mice.
Yes, sir. Dirty. Disgusting.
Don't repeat after me. If it's one thing I can't stand, it's when people repeat after me.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
The workers, I mean.
What?
They don't like to take out the garbage. The workers. That's why the bins are overflowing.
Who's talking about garbage? I'm talking about mice.
Good point.
And that maniac behind the grill, where'd you get him from? The Manson gang?
Would you like a free dinner coupon, maybe, sir?
Have you people been listening to me? I hate this place. It stinks. I wouldn't agree to use it as punishment for cold-blooded murderers. The only thing that would please me about this restaurant will be if the city decided to bulldoze it.
I guess that's a no.
What the hell?
The cooks couldn't cook. The food was apparently terrible.
I never ate there. But after what I heard, I certainly didn't want to.
Well, no, I wasn't going to go there after that food poisoning scare.
It was just a nightmare. You know, at one point, I think they even talked about suicide.
Hey, Bernie, don't look so depressed. It's not that bad. Lots of businesses have a shaky first week.
Come on, Bob. I'm not a customer. You don't have to bullshit
What are you talking about? I'm not bullshitting anyone. It's true.
Bob,
Some people have
what we
businesses
have here
that...
is not a business. It's a money pit. It's going to drive us into the ground.
What are you talking about?
We're the only business in the world that gets hate mail.
Not true. Look at Shapiro's. They got hate mail.
Shapiro's? Who the hell are Shapiro's?
They're the deli just down the street. You know, they went out of business about a month ago.
Great. We're going to be another Shapiro's.
I think you're overreacting a little bit. We just had a couple dissatisfied customers.
A couple dissatisfied customers? A couple?
Okay, a couple hundred.
I don't think we've had one satisfied customer yet.
Nonsense. Besides, things aren't that bad.
We're doomed.
We are not doomed. Are we, Barry?
Yes, we are. We're quite doomed.
What?
Take a look at the books if you don't believe me. We've been losing money hand over fist this past week. If we go any further into debt, they're gonna think we're a third world nation. And Ruth hasn't quite mastered the use of the cash register yet.
Ruth hasn't mastered a cash register yet?
But you must admit, she does say her lines quite well now.
We'll just take out more loans to get us over this lean period.
You heard Barry. Any more debt and they'll be bringing in the troops for us.
We can take out more loans, can't we? What? What's so funny?
Nothing. It was a crazy thought.
What's a crazy thought?
Taking out another loan was a crazy thought.
Shut up.
Well, it just occurred to me that we could actually make a lot of money by losing money.
Go on.
Well, if business were just doing marginally better, then we could borrow, say, $600,000 tops. Now, if our restaurant corporation were to borrow the money, and not us personally, and it were to, say, pay us some really outrageous salaries as managers, then we could go bankrupt. But you see, all the creditors would be able to take would be the company assets. And the employees' salaries, our salaries, would be untouchable.
That is crazy.
It was just a thought. Besides, we want our business to succeed, right?
Right. Right, Bernie?
Oh, naturally. Right.
You know, if you'd asked me before if I thought this was going to go anywhere, I would have said no. I was ready to quit after the first week. I mean, I thought it was a loser project. But I guess that's why they were the managers. Because they were somehow able to, you know, look beyond the immediate.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. They smashed our sign. You know how much it costs to put up a sign like that? Jesus. It's just not worth it.
Nonsense.
What are you talking about, Bob? Pretty soon they'll be sending out lynch mobs to come and kill us for our lousy provender.
How much did you say we could borrow?
About 600 grand.
And we could pay ourselves, oh, say, 200 grand apiece for a week's work?
If we wanted to, sure.
You think we can get away with it?
If you're thinking what I think you're thinking, yes, I think we could.
It's just so easy.
Earth to the Banasties, Earth to the Banasties, come in Banasties. It's time to make a landing and think about the broken sign.
I think the sign looks just fine.
It says Nasty Burgers. Nobody is going to shop at a restaurant called Nasty Burgers.
It does have a nice ring to it.
You want to call the restaurant Nasty Burgers and run us out of business, don't you? Well, I don't know.
200,000 smackers.
No bank would be crazy enough to loan us that kind of money considering our situation. We're practically bankrupt already.
So we glossed the books a bit.
I refuse to cook the books and risk losing my license just so we can pilfer a few $1,000s from some dimwit banker. I refuse.
What? Who's kidding who? Barry? We're just not cut out for this restaurant work. I mean, I'd like to make a go out of it just as much as you, but... Hey, better we get out now with a bit of money and end up paying off debts for the rest of our natural lives.
I don't even know if we could get the loan. I mean, it's
our only hope. We gotta get it.
We have to at least try.
All right. All right. I'm in.
Brothers, I hereby declare the death of Banasty Burgers the best burgers in town. And I officially christen our new, hopefully unsuccessful restaurant, Nasty Burgers. Come on in and get insulted.
Yeah! All right, people, listen up. From now on, we're gonna have a different approach to business. I want all of you to be as rude as possible. No holds barred bad service is what we're gonna offer. Every customer has the right to be pissed off and dissatisfied, which for us, considering our track record, shouldn't be all that difficult.
Dan, we want you to cook those burgers exactly the way you have been, except don't hesitate to burn them. Remember, bad is beautiful.
Now, Ruth, I'm a customer. I come up to the counter. What do you say?
May I help you, please?
No. Say you want a burger, fatso?
This is amazing.
It's terrible.
I know.
Did you tell them to be rude?
Yeah, you heard me. No holds barred bad service. What else could I say?
It figures, doesn't it?
What figures?
Our goddamn help can't even be nasty on cue.
It's all right, Bernie. It's just gonna take them a while to remember their lines.
Did you give them cue cards, Bob?
Yeah, I gave them cue cards.
With all the words?
Yes, everything. Pig, ugly. Your wife's a cow, asshole. Everything.
Mr. Benasty,
Yes.
can one of you bring over some small bills? My cash register's overflowing with big bills.
Let me see here. There must be over $500 here.
I told you it was full.
I'll be right back.
Thanks. Hey, want a burger fatso with some nasty, greasy fries on the side?
Ruth, can I talk to you?
Hey, I've been waiting in line for more than 20 minutes. Can't you just serve me first?
Fuck you.
But never.
Judging by the way you dress, I believe it.
This is the worst service I've ever had.
So what?
I love it.
Ruth, have you been dishing out the insults like we told you?
Yes, Mr. Benasty.
Everything?
Yes, everything.
You're sure?
The only way it could be any nastier is if I need the customers in the you-know-where.
Might not be such a bad idea. We got problems, Bob. Big problems.
Hey, you can say that again.
If we don't find some way to turn this business around, we may as well kiss our 600 grand goodbye.
Right down the toilet.
I mean, honestly, this is ridiculous. I've never seen crowds like this.
You know, it's like the old saying, Bernie. You want something done, you gotta do it yourself. You and me, Bernie. We gotta drive this business away.
I'm with you.
Well, now I don't know. Which would you say tastes better? The Big Benasty burger or the gross out special with cheese?
Look, it all tastes the same, like burnt shoe leather.
Okay, I'll have the gross out special with cheese. Is that real cheese or processed?
Look, buddy, how should I know? I'm a cashier. I'll tell you this much, though. It comes from a cow. Everything here comes from cows.
Great. Here you go.
Hey, what about my tip?
Your tip?
Yeah, you think I can support myself on the lousy wages these bums pay me?
Is $2 all right?
I'll get you any medals, but I'll take it just the same.
I love it when the employees are aggressive.
Hey! What's the matter with you people? Wake up, you Nimrods. You're being insulted.
Hey, give us a burger, fatso.
Look at these burgers. They're black and burnt. They're cold and overcooked. They taste like shit. Not to mention that they're overpriced. You should be furious. Take your money and go someplace where you can get good food.
I'm tired of good food. We want something different.
Yeah, give us the gross that special with cheese.
I don't get it. What did we do to deserve this?
Hey.
I mean, we can't even be successful failures.
What are you two guys talking about?
Look around you. We couldn't pay these people to leave.
Exactly. And you know what that means?
That we're inching one step closer to debtor's prison.
Nonsense. We've taken in almost $5,000 so far today.
And you're happy about it.
Think about it. $5,000 in just one day.
What are you saying?
Are you suggesting we could just keep this Nasty Burgers thing going? And actually,
wow. Hey, here, Bernie, give this money to Grace.
When I first heard about it, man, I thought they went crazy. I thought they wanted to run their business into the ground. I mean, well, go figure. But then business just started to boom. And I realized they were miles ahead of everyone. They had heard the sound of one hand clapping.
You three must be very happy. Did you expect your business to take off like this?
What? Of course, yeah. Of course.
Are you three the owners of this establishment?
You can see we hired a law enforcement officer to keep the peace, cue up the lines, crowd control, that kind of thing. Excuse me a minute. Yes, I'm the owner, sir. What can I do for you?
I'm gonna have to give you a ticket for unlawful assembly, sir.
What?
Unlawful assembly? You're blocking a city sidewalk without a permit.
You're kidding.
No, sir, I am not.
That's my brother. We're the shared owners, the three of us.
In violation of bylaw 90716, sir. Carries a mandatory $100 fine.
Great.
Gonna need to see some ID, sir.
With all the success, have you thought about franchising?
What? ID, sir, from all three of you.
Franchising. Have you thought about franchising?
Franchising?
Yes.
I can't find my wallet. This license is not valid, sir.
What? Of course it's valid. It's just an old picture, that's all.
No, sir, the license is invalid.
Is there a time limit on this ID thing? I mean, I could go back to my apartment and get some.
Well, have we thought about franchising?
As I see it, gentlemen, what you have here is a very successful formula. Now, I don't intend to tamper with that formula. So while you three are making the major corporate decisions, I'll help by carrying them out. A business manager of sorts. I see great things for this company. Expansion is definitely the way to go. We'll move hard, we'll move fast, we'll move aggressively. First across the nation, and then the sky's the limit. There's no looking back now.
You know, it seemed to happen overnight. I mean, one day there were just 3 struggling businessmen, and the next, instant success. Well, you know. And it's not like they forgot their friends either. They made me their driver. I'm living proof. And somebody else in the neighborhood, they made it a dishwasher. And somebody else, they made him a cleaning person. And they let me drive their big limo. I was their driver. And it wasn't without its responsibilities. You know, they'd say, Rich, pick us up at 6 o'clock. And I'd say, okay. And I'd be there at 6 o'clock. Or they'd say, Rich, get us a pizza. And I'd say, what would you like on it? And they'd say, oh, anything you want. Anything you want. One time I got double olives. I don't even like double olives. Neither did Bob. But they gave me this hat, too. It's a beaut, eh?
I was first hired on as a consultant for the Banasti Corporation. My job was to essentially execute decisions made at an executive level. I was in charge of franchising, merchandising, expansion, things like that.
Ever since day one, when my brothers and myself would stroll through the parking lot of our first restaurant and litter it with garbage, Nasty Burgers has been committed to polluting the environment. In fact, Bob would make sure that the crews went on a daily neighborhood litter patrol.
We left no space uncovered.
In keeping with this fine tradition, Nasty Burgers continues to operate in a manner that does not respect the environment, or at least tries not to. Nobody's perfect.
We're not environmental experts, however, and we do realize that there are limitations to litter.
Keeping in mind that the 3 R's of today are reduce, reuse, and recycle, we at Nasty Burgers are proud to introduce to our patrons a new line of environmentally mean products. Our new line of environmentally mean products are intended to highlight the reuse portion of the 3 R's. Now, when you purchase a burger or soft drink at any Nasty Burgers outlet, you'll have the privilege of doing something to the environment by eating or drinking out of a container which has been reused by hundreds, possibly thousands of Nasty customers before you. Customers concerned about the environment, such as yourself.
This is our way of preserving what little litter we have for the future.
Isn't it time you got mean with your environment?
When I first hooked up with the Banasti brothers, they had no plans whatsoever for expanding. They were actually quite naive as businessmen. My first goal was to franchise out into as many foreign and domestic markets as possible. Well, it wasn't long until we had restaurants operating as far away as the Middle East.
Хочеш hamburger, Ruby? Wird du einen Hamburger cachon? Hey, grassa, boy, Hamburger? Willst du einen Hamburger, du fette Arschloch?
Although I was impressed by the whole Nasty philosophy, I wouldn't characterize our relationship as anything out of the ordinary. Hi. I was just in the neighborhood and I thought that I'd drop by and talk over some business with you if that's okay. I mean, that is if I'm not disturbing you or anything. Am I?
No, not at all. Come on in.
Thanks.
Right this way. This is what I humbly call my home.
Very nice.
I'd spot the place.
So can I get you a drink or something?
I'd love some wine.
I'll see what I can do.
There was simply too much work for any of us to become romantically involved. I was in charge of not only handling the restaurant business, but also other interests, like real estate. So despite any rumors to the contrary, we had a very typical, albeit close, business relationship.
What?
Thanks. Cheers.
Cheers.
I was just admiring your music. You have some Mahler.
Yeah, I never listened to the stuff. Listen, why don't you have a seat? What's this?
A grapefruit.
Grapefruit.
I always carry one with me. I swear by them.
Swear by them?
Passionate fruit.
Ah. Well, I guess I should sit down beside you and we can do some business.
That would probably be best. You know, you really have some interesting pieces in this room.
Picked them all myself. And they're all one of a kind, actually. You know, before the business, I couldn't afford nice furniture. Not like this. Now I buy anything I want. I don't care how much it costs or whether it goes with the rest of my house. If I like it, I buy it. That's what success is all about.
Furniture is nice, but it's small potatoes compared to what you and your brothers could be buying. Think big. You and your brothers deserve big.
You do?
Sure. What you've done is create a whole new point of view on things, a whole new perspective. And that's greatness.
Do you think I'm great?
Yes, I do. I certainly do. Yes, it's true. Bob and I had a very intimate friendship, but it was purely platonic. I mean, of course, I found him attractive, but we were simply friends and associates, nothing more.
There was a lot of talk about their relationship.
Yes, some people said she was using him just for his money.
And some said she just wanted to control the business.
That's true.
A popular rumor I remember was that she was actually dating all three brothers at the same time. They were having a menage a quatre.
Talk. That's all it really was.
Well, if you ask me, I think they were truly in love.
All right. I admit it. I loved Bob. I loved him very much, and he loved me. But the media and the public, they distorted it. We were simply very much in love.
And in the studio today, creators of that international enterprise that profited over $25 billion last year.
Actually, the Benassi brothers were much tamer than their image. Everyone, everywhere, seemed to be pushing this nasty craze to the limit. Television became a medium where everyone simply tried to be more outrageous than everyone else. The more tasteless, the better. But oddly enough, the Benassi brothers didn't seem to be like this. When I first interviewed them, I expected they would be quite repulsive, but instead they were very polite and mild-mannered. It was a real paradox.
Oh, it's quite a big fad for a while, let me tell you that. Seemed like overnight everybody was adopting the nasty style of business. Stockbrokers, cab drivers, TV personalities, everybody. Even had some books on the subject, like How to Be Nasty and How to Let Nasty Into Your Life. One that inspired me a lot was Nasty and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. Now there was a book. We had a TV show, I remember. How to Be Nasty and Thin at the Same Time. Well, Those of us on the force, of course, saw the advantages of this nastyism early on. Brute force is the best force was our slogan. But that all went to pot as soon as the government jumped on the bandwagon and entrenched the right to be nasty to each other in the Constitution. Bill C-62789, I do believe. Yep. Got to a point where the crooks wanted to be beat. In fact, if you didn't insult them real good, do a good job on them, you risked facing charges. So, essentially what it came down to was the crooks assaulting the public, the cops assaulting the crooks, courts assaulting the cops, and the public assaulting the courts. Nasty justice.
I don't understand why we always have to meet in this restaurant. You guys have nice plush offices downtown.
There's something special about it.
Yeah, this is where it all started. Right inside these four walls.
Well, I think you should just forget about it and let the manager run it. You three have more important things to attend to.
But this is our flagship restaurant.
Yeah. This place has something. I mean, I can't put my finger on it, but whatever it is, this place has got it.
It's got sentimental value.
That's it. It's an emotional bond, a spiritual bond. I mean, this is the womb. This is where nastyism was born. I mean, maybe someday they'll build a museum out of it, eh?
Yeah. I think that no matter what happens, we should make sure this building stays the same.
Yeah, like a shrine.
Yeah. What do you say, Barry?
Well, it does have sentimental value.
It's like a big monument to this wonderful fad we've created.
I think it's much more than just a simple fad. These people aren't just buying burgers. They're buying a lifestyle.
Jesus.
What we're watching now is a social revolution.
Wow.
Tell them about Pluto.
Pluto is at this very moment passing through the astrological sign of Gemini. That means that the world is going to go through an unstable period of turmoil and nastiness.
Don't you see, guys? It's not us. It's the stars. It's the goddamn stars.
I am glad I got you guys before you opened.
What's up?
Well, I was out checking the vibes on the street.
What?
You know, looking over the competition.
Why? What are they doing?
They've got these dead cows hanging from the roof over the tables. And they've got writing on them.
Writing?
Table numbers and signs. It's absolutely revolting.
Brilliant.
Why didn't we think of that?
Look, fellas, this is getting a bit out of hand. Dead cows hanging over tables? That's a little bit different than just insulting people. I mean, hanging over where people are eating. That's repulsive.
We should have seen it coming.
Should have thought of it first.
Perry was right. We were too timid in the beginning.
That's not what I meant. Look. Forget it. Just forget it. I'm gonna go outside and wait for the limo.
Dan, we're gonna talk some business here.
Oh, sure. I understand.
I think we have to talk a bit about this.
Listen, don't worry. You said yourself we're a phenomenon.
Listen, you guys created this social revolution, but starting it is one thing. Staying in control of it is quite another.
What do you suggest we do?
I think we need an aggressive advertising campaign. We need to show everyone that we were nasty first and no one could be as nasty as us.
Yeah, but dead cows? I mean, maybe Barry has a point.
There are two kinds of people in this world, Bernie. Leaders and followers. And it's up to you to decide which group you want to be in.
I know what you're saying.
But besides, Bernie, it's not up to us. It's in the stars. Pluto, eh?
Right. Pluto. Look, I'm gonna have to think about this a bit.
Excuse me. Bernie, the limo's ready.
Thanks, Rich.
Hey, Rich, how's it going?
Fine. Bob. Thanks for asking.
Where's your cap?
Well, put it on, put it on. See? Yeah. Yeah, I like it. You should wear that all the time. Wear it all the time.
Anyway, I've got to go. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, well, you and Barry have a good flight. So I'll see you next week.
Bob, we've got to be more aggressive.
We're on top, aren't we? I mean, we started this whole thing, didn't we?
Yeah, but we've got to stay on top.
No, I know.
Well, you've got to decide. Do you want to keep that Porsche and that fancy condo you have? Or what about that jet your brothers are flying out on? Bob, I love you. I'm pushing you for your own good. If we play it right, we can make this thing last forever. I promise.
Okay. Do what you have to do. Put together an aggressive ad campaign. You've got my permission.
You won't be disappointed.
The more famous they became, the more people demanded from them. And after a while, you could see that it was starting to tear them apart. In the beginning, they were very close. You know, they always knew what the other one was thinking because they were, they were very close. That's the only way I know how to put it. But after they became successful, well, they stopped talking to each other. They didn't care about each other. They started to fall apart. It was sad to watch.
Bob seemed to become more and more involved in his relationship with Bernadette. They went everywhere together. They did everything together.
Really, all of them just seemed to be trying to get away from everything.
Fame was really starting to get to them. I remember Bernie briefly experimented with a new sort of Eastern religion called Nasty Buddhism. He studied under the master, Ugly Ron. They became enlightened by inflicting pain on each other. It was pretty dangerous to be around him at that time.
Barry seemed the only one untouched by all the success. He never abandoned his roots like his brothers did. Although you could see that all the public attention was beginning to wear on him.
They were a trio of brilliant businessmen, always one step ahead of everybody else. And because of this keen sense of what to do next, people saw them as more than just successful restaurateurs. People saw them as prophets. Whenever one of the Bonasti brothers would toss away a cigarette, the whole world sifted through the ashes looking for the meaning. They were spokesmen for an entire generation.
Hey, all you fat slots out there. You lethargic tubs of lard. You calorie-infested couch potatoes. Are you overweight? Looking to lose a little of that extra tonnage around the hips? When you go to the theater, do you have to pay for 2 tickets just to fit in those love handles of yours? Anyone ever mistaken you for a bus? Or maybe a 747? Well, don't you worry. 'Cause when you come on down to Nasty Burgers, we put on so much grease, so much oil, so much fat in your burger, it'll just slide right on 3 like a New York Express train. In one end, and out the other. So waddle on down to Nasty Burgers and get your fast food fix. Fatso. Don't you hate the lack of consistency in today's fast food restaurants? I mean, you walk into what you think is a perfectly detestable cesspool of an operation, and you find out the joint's gone uphill. But don't you worry, because at Nasty Burgers, we guarantee that every restaurant will be as lousy as the last one. We take pride in offering to you the most putrid and wretched dining experience of your life. Others will promise revulsion, we'll deliver. So remember, come on down to Nasty Burgers. You got it, we want it. You'll take it, and we'll get it. Nasty Burgers. It's a cow! Get him!
Well, what'd you think? I admit the first one's a little weak, but the second one... God, I love that song. Nasty burgers. Gives it to you, gives it to you. And that clown, damn it, he's great.
I don't remember approving these.
Neither do I.
Look, I apologize for keeping you in the dark, but it was a surprise. I mean, it wouldn't have been much of a surprise if I had told you now, would it?
Whose idea was this anyway?
Well, Bernard came up with the original concept.
Why didn't I have to guess that?
But I approved it. We need it. We need to keep our hold on the market. We need to give the moronic masses a fresh approach.
I don't like them. I think they're too insulting. They're too nasty.
Perry, bro, that's what the sign says. Nasty burgers. That's what people want. We're not giving them anything they don't expect.
I believe that if we want to maintain our share of the market, then we're going to have to get more aggressive. Nasty Burgers can't rest on its laurels any longer. Just look at the dead cow phenomena. People love it. It was a brilliant idea, and one that, had we been this aggressive earlier on, we could have come up with first.
I see what you mean.
Well, I don't.
Barry, I don't think you fully comprehend the extent to which Nasty Burgers has touched people's lives. It's not just a successful business any longer.
Nastyism is a lifestyle, Barrister. A fucking lifestyle.
It's more than that. It's a religion.
Oh, did you hear that? Christ, we're a fucking religion. Jesus, who'd think we'd ever get this big?
Not me.
Well, that's what it's become. Look, it's much bigger than any of us could have imagined. And people are running their lives by your nasty philosophy, and you owe it to them to continue to progress.
Wait a minute. Who are you? Why are you here? You don't own any of this company, so what are you making company decisions for? You're a business manager. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a company meeting, isn't it?
Don't you see what's happening here, Barry? This is something big, something truly big. This is one of those little magic things that only happens once in a fuck of a long time. And I am getting sick and fucking tired of you always dragging your heels. For Christ's sakes, why are you always so goddamn cautious? Open your eyes and look around you. Take a risk. Shape the future. God, you're always so complacent and lethargic. That's your problem, you know. We are visionaries. We are prophets. We are messiahs, damn it. This is our destiny calling. We're opening the door to the future. Nastyism is the future. We're destined to be seen as great, great men. People are going to look back at us with joy in their hearts. They'll bless us. They'll worship us. They'll glorify us. They'll kiss our feet. They'll suck our toes. They'll paint our walls. They'll grovel before us. And one day, our names will be ringing out from every fucking mountain and every goddamn shithole of a town in this world. Nasty will rule supreme. Hey, Bears, look, just leave everything. Anyways, gotta go. Gotta get ready for this party tonight.
Barry, just think about it. Just take some time and think about it, okay?
I'll see.
I think maybe she's right. I could be wrong, but...
I'll think about it.
Could it be all that wrong if people want it?
Oh, I don't know.
I'll see you tonight at Bria's.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, Barry. Looking good, looking good. Come on in. Bernie's upstairs.
Hi, Mr. Benassi. Your brother's such a riot. Not that you're not a riot. I'm sure you're a riot, too. Would you like a drink?
Well,
Come on, have a drink. Here's one that Bria made specially. It's called a Twisted Corpse.
Well, thank you.
Barry, I saw your commercial. Brilliant, just brilliant.
I'm glad you like them, Don.
Barry, I want to have a word with you. Just one word. It'll only take a minute.
What is it, Brian?
Rocks. Just think rocks. Nasty rocks.
Nasty rocks?
Yeah, nasty rocks. You know, you can throw them at someone. Your friends, parents, kids will love them.
Talk to my business manager.
Hi. I'm really into whips and chains. Are you into whips and chains?
Pardon me?
Are you into whips and chains?
I try not to mix my sexual aids, really. It gives me indigestion.
That's funny. Nastily funny.
Those commercials were fantastic. They were so...
Repulsive.
Yes.
Disgusting. Vile.
Stop. You're getting me all excited.
Jesus. Bernie, we have to talk.
Later.
Now.
Jesus. All right. Bria, can you excuse us for a minute? We'll just go and entertain your guests or something.
Of course.
What is it?
This has got to stop.
What has got to stop?
Look at him out there.
People, I've got something to say. Berna has commissioned an artist to create a sculpture of me so that the greatness of Nasty can live on forever. Now, we've decided to create a series of these sculptures depicting myself in various stages of glorious erection.
You see what I mean?
Not exactly.
This has gotten out of control.
What has gotten out of control?
You know what I mean? This Nasty Burgers. It started out as a small, get-rich-quick gimmick, but it's turned into a
religion?
Yes, a religion. It's gone way past a few harmless insults. Look at those people.
Nasty statues. Time to explode. One per year. Isn't that marvelous? Be a whole series of exploding peanuts.
They're tearing each other apart. Exploding statues, dead cows, kicking old men, monks slapping each other. This has gone haywire.
Look, I think you're exaggerating a little bit. People like it. People want it. What can be so wrong about that?
I don't know.
Forget about it.
It'll be an immortalized vasectomy. Hey, keep laughing. That was a very funny joke.
You find all this nasty shit normal? It doesn't bother you?
Of course it bothers me. But what can I do about it?
We can stop it.
Don't be stupid. Besides... How?
We could sell it off. Give it up. Leave it all behind and take our money and go back to living the way we used to before all this craziness started. When we were close.
Now, look, Barry, don't worry about it. We're not responsible. If people want it, then people want it. They're gonna get it anyway. If it's not us delivering it to them, it's gonna be somebody else. If we sell the store, the new people are gonna pick up exactly where we left off. Nothing will change.
I suppose you're right. But I'm worried about Bob.
Bob is just gliding right now. In a little bit of time, he'll find the ground and he'll see things exactly the way we do.
It's very destructive, this nastyism. I don't like it. I have a bad feeling about it.
Barry, look at me. Years from now, we're all gonna look back and laugh.
I hope you're right.
Trust me.
Want a burger, Fatso?
No, I want to see the owner.
What's the matter? You happy with the service?
Yeah, very funny.
Hey, Bob, we got a satisfied customer here.
Yo, dipshit. Something I can help you with?
You the owner of this place?
Well, I ain't Adolf Hitler.
This cesspool of yours. I love it.
It's not my problem, asshole.
Well, I thought I'd bring a little present, show my appreciation.
What? For me? Oh, shit.
As I understand it, it was just a normal, ordinary day at Nasty Burgers.
And some crazy lunatic came in out of nowhere and shot him twice.
And nobody even paid any attention.
But they were always pulling crazy stunts like that.
It took them 3 days to find out he was even dead.
Where did the mannequins go to?
I took them down.
You took them down? Why?
Why? Come on, Bernie.
Look, I'm sorry about what happened, but I think that Bob would want us to carry on. I mean, we have an obligation to all those people.
You're starting to sound a bit like Bernadette.
We're not doing anything any different from anybody else. We're just trying to make a living. Isn't that what you wanted, Barry? To make a little money? To have a successful business? I mean, the whole thing was your idea, wasn't it, Barry? Isn't this what you wanted?
No! Jesus Christ, Bernie! Look at us! Look what we've become!
We've become successful. What's wrong with that?
Look at this! Look at this! This is what we've become! Are you proud of it?
Of course I'm not proud of it. But what can I do about it? We're in too deep.
Well, I'm tired of it!
Stop it! Stop it! For Christ's sake, stop it! It's okay. It's over. It's over. I'm sorry.
You know, if somebody told you today that a fast food chain could have such a dramatic effect on the way the world looks at things, you'd laugh at them. But it did.
Gosh, you couldn't turn around without hearing about the Benasty brothers or their business. Their names were household words there for a while. They were on the cover of every magazine. They were on talk shows, radio shows. Someone even wrote a song about them.
I remember one time I was reading one of those rag tabloids. You're familiar with the kind I mean. And it's not that I read them, though. I mean, I should clarify this. I don't read them. It's just that when you're in the checkout of a grocery store and you're standing there in line, you can't help but noticing them. I mean, they're there right in front of you. I mean, they're staring at you.
Has to be true, man. With all the sightings and everything. I mean, there was a lady who spotted Bob working as a mechanic down in Florida. And then he was seen in Singapore at a grocery store. He's alive, man, and he will return. And one day, there will be a Benasty reunion. And Nasty Brothers will once again have the greatest restaurant in the world.
You know, it was like here today, gone tomorrow. They were really big for a short time, and then poof, they vanished. Just like the Bay City Rollers.
As I was saying, I heard through one of those tabloids that Bob hadn't died at all. He really just faked his death so he could be with the others and have a little privacy. The whole thing was a hoax. And right now, apparently, they're all on some little Greek island somewhere enjoying their millions. Although Barry, they say, sleeps in an oxygen tent.
Yeah, apparently it was part of some elaborate tax dodge. Bob owed millions to the government. But what's really interesting is that Barry had actually died a year earlier, and an actor had been hired to play him so that no one would know. For business reasons? And if you say Nasty Burgers backwards 5 times fast, it sounds like Barry is dead and Bob is alive. Or is it Bob is dead and now? It's just some sort of satanic message.